Nobody warned me how mentally exhausting running a successful small business would be. From the outside, things look good. Revenue is steady, my clients are happy, bills get paid. I'm not drowning anymore, and I'm grateful for that. But mentally, I feel more tired now compared to when I was barely surviving. And it's not the work itself, I actually enjoy the work. It's the constant decision making with no off switch. Every day, it's something small that quietly stacks. Pricing tweaks, one difficult customer, a hire that's good but not great, a cost increase that you didn't plan for, a gut feeling you can't fully explain. There's no boss to safeguard you. There's no boss to say that you're overthinking this. There's no coworker to share the weight. Even when you have people around you, the final call is still yours. And if it goes wrong, that's on you too. What messes with me is that people assume once your business is working, the stress goes away. It doesn't. It just changes shape. Less panic, but more background pressure. Now, I want to say I don't regret starting at all. I just wish someone had told me that a big part of growth is learning how to sit with uncertainty without letting it eat you alive. Let's see what some of the people are commenting here. The plot twist is that making money just means you get to worry about more expensive problems now. I can relate to this. I remember when I first started spending large amounts of money on ads and seeing my card get pinged 3 times a day, which with each transaction being in the thousands. And this made it very difficult to relax. I had to start sitting down and actually drawing out cash flow like cycles so that I was confident that if I knew that I was spending thousands per day, that within 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I would be paid back from that ad. And you have to get really disciplined about this. Otherwise, seeing the money and the expenses just leaving the bank every single day, it can drive you ballistic. Let's see what the doggo writer says. I've discovered that there are usually two types of people: the ones who like to think and generate ideas, and the ones who actually make them come true. It's hard to find people who can do both. It can be exhausting both ways. That's a really great comment on the difference between the visionary entrepreneur and the operator entrepreneur. So if you think of someone like Steve Jobs, they are far more visionary in their approach to business. Whereas if you think of someone like Jeff Bezos, he is far more operationally minded. Now here's Brando 1985 who says, would you rather spend your life building someone else's dream? And Lifeform 8449 replies to that saying, my salary is 180,000 with full benefits, and I only work 3 or 4 hours a day behind a computer, hardly slaving away for someone else's dream. I think people here put too much emphasis on working for themselves. At the end of the day, you're at the mercy of a shithead client as an owner. Way worse than a manager with moderate expectations or a CEO who doesn't even know who I am. Sure, I don't get to put founder on my business card, but I don't give a shit, and neither does anyone else. I have free time to do hobbies, even during the day, unlike an owner. I can be an entrepreneur. Within this company, if I felt like tickling my entrepreneurial tendencies, that could lead to better pay. But I enjoy my minimal workload to high payout ratio because there's more to life than just work. I sometimes think entrepreneurs have a hard time dealing with authority or management. They use it as a reason to say they don't like working for anyone else, when in reality, they're rarely a good fit for any team and can't really work with or for others. I don't completely agree with all that he said, but what I can say is that running a business is a great sacrifice. You're most likely working 40 hours a week, Monday to Friday, and also working a full day on Saturday and checking emails on Sunday. You're most likely working 60, 80 hours a week because you understand that you are the one who is guiding the ship and moving the needle forward. And because of this, when you relax, it's almost as if the entire ship feels like it's at a standstill. And that can be very anxiety producing. So I would recommend two things. Number one is ask yourself, how much do you love business? Because if you don't love business, if you don't love working and building and creating solutions to problems at scale, then business might not be for you. For myself, and for many founders, we view business as a sport, as a competitive, athletic endeavor where we can test ourselves, we can push ourselves, we can push our limits, we can push our minds. But for other people, small business owners in particular, they sometimes stumble into business. Maybe they start as a mechanic, and then they start getting clients as a mechanic, and then they hire an assistant, and then they start a workshop. And then years pass, and now they've got a little mechanic business, but they're working 70, 80 hours a week. So you have to ask yourself, do you love the game of business, or are you just highly skilled and you stumbled into creating a business? Now, the second thing that you need to ask yourself is there a way to step out of the day-to-day operations of your business so that your business can be transformed into a real income producing asset? I'm not talking about passive income. I'm talking about leveraged income. An example of this would be replacing your day-to-day tasks with a manager, or supporting your day-to-day tasks with an assistant, or an admin worker, right? If you were to buy a business for $500,000, $1 million, $200,000, if you were to buy a small business, what would happen is you would want to know that that business can run without the owner for at least 6 months and still be growing. That is a good sign of a business that it's got great management, great processes in place, and great employees. And right now, if your small business, if you feel like it is solely dependent on you, it may be that either you have too much control or you don't know how to hire great people. What we do in our business is we leverage systems. We use softwares like Make or Zapier to automate most of our lead reporting, application reporting, lead qualification, ads. Automate as much as you can. And what you can't automate, you hire for. And if you're working 60 hours a week, you need to be in a position where you can work 20 hours a week on your business and it will still grow. And once it grows enough, you might hire an operator or a manager that is so incredible that they can help you get your hours down to near zero. The other day, I was at a family function and I was speaking to one of my grandfather's friends, great guy, and he's in the retail business. So he's got 67 franchises, retail, where they sell clothing, and it's middle class or low income household clothing. So it's everyday items, jeans, sandals, shoes, t-shirts. And he works around 4 hours per week. He simply speaks to his management team, he speaks to his accountant, and he moves money around in the business. He's got partners, he's got operators, he's got managers. Now, he's in his 60s, and he's been doing this for a very long time. But what I'm trying to share with you is that owning a business doesn't mean that you need to be the CEO of the business. You can own the business the same way that you own a rental property, where you have tenants, inside of the property who pay you rent every month, and you hire a property manager who takes care of the tenant, takes care of the, pipe that burst or the lights that don't work, and you simply as the landlord sit back and manage your property managers who then manage the tenants. So ask yourself these questions before you start a business, before you scale your business, before you go full-time on your business. Ask yourself these questions. Now, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. It was really great to have you this morning. If you are a business that is doing over R1 million per year or $100,000 per year, you can inquire at fundabear.com. The link is in the description. And we will match you with honest working capital. So whether you need to purchase a truck, vehicles, equipment, whether you need to hire or expand, we are going to analyze your business's income and offer you a business loan that doesn't have any compound interest so that you can use that capital to accelerate your business growth. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed and have a great year ahead. Bye for now.